Okay, we are live. We are live. Make sure that you please like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. So we're going to talk about credit card stacking. I'm going to let everybody come in the chat. But this credit card stacking is going to be something nice and advantageous for everybody. So that means that your high FICO score that's beyond 700, preferably 730, you can be able to get access to 4 business credit cards. So that means Wells Fargo, stated income, business credit cards, American Express. They don't even report on the personal line, so that's even more beautiful. So you can stack American Express. If you have a Chase, don't go beyond the 524 rule. So that means if you have 5 cards with Chase in 24 months, you cannot get a business credit card, even though the business credit card does not, and I repeat, does not go onto your personal credit, but um, look for soft pulls, look for situations and opportunities when it comes to your lender base, when it comes to credit unions. I told you guys on the last previous video, NIH, they have it where you can double dip. So as soon as you get approved for a $5,000 credit card, they'll give you a $5,000 line of credit. So all the people that's coming in, respect everybody, salute. Please feel free to come on the panel. This is the open panel, but this is credit card stacking. So credit card stacking, your first month after getting 3 authorized user trade lines, you can be able to get access to 4 phones, well, not 4 phones, 4 credit cards, and you can be able to phone in certain type of things when it comes to your representative. So you always contact the representative over the phone, be able to get higher chances of approvals. So Hybrid, I see you. Sheed, I see you as well. Please like the video. If anybody has any questions, please click on the link. If anybody needs any direct access to me, creditbuilder475@gmail.com. And for all the people that came in from the Real Dance channel, please respond to my emails. I'm still responding to my emails. I gave you guys my personal line. So that's creditbuilder475@gmail.com. So all the people that came from the Real Dance stream, please feel free to click on the link to be able to ask me questions on the panel on the spot. So if anybody needs my email, it's in the chat. Please come up and feel free to join on the panel. But when it comes to credit card stacking, people should always be leery and people like to freeze and lock their credit report, which that's a very good type of strategy to make sure that there's no hard pulls. Okay, no problem. No problem. I can do that. So when it comes to locking your credit report, that helps you preserve any hard inquiries, any type of hard pulls on your credit. And you would go for 3 cards in Experian, 3 cards for TransUnion, 3 cards for Equifax if you're going to do it the personal credit card stacking. Now, my method would be boosting up your personal FICO score to 700 to 730, where they don't even ask for W-2s, they don't ask for pay stubs, they don't ask for proof of income. It's all based off of stated income. That's the Wells Fargo business credit card. And people that's in my clientele base, they're starting to get approved for a Chase Inc. preferred business. But American Express is the best ones because you can get 3 or 4 American Express credit cards with $5,000 each. That's $20,000 in credit cards that's not directly on your personal credit. So that's still a play that can be used 5 times over to be able to get funding. So that would be the real business credit funding. Discover It Blue, and Discover It Gold. So the Discover cards, very lender friendly, easy access to approval. Capital One Platinum, Capital One Ventura. So all the people that are connected with Capital One that already has personal cards, call your representative and figure out when it comes to situation of business credit. So when it comes from that standpoint, you can be able to leverage the fact that one, you got an EIN, two, you got a high FICO credit score, and three, you go to the credit unions and you open up a checking account. Wells Fargo, they have it where you got to open up a checking account in order for them to be able to pre-qualify you. But that's easy to do. That's very easy to be able to do. That's very manageable to do. So that is just another opportunity to take advantage of. So the double dipping is going to be a great play because NIH, DCU Credit Union, and also SCCU. Those are three credit unions that allow double dip double dip method for you to be able to get $5,000 line of credit with your $5,000 credit card, and the line of credit is easier to cash. It's easier to turn the credit to cash with the line of credit. When it comes to credit cards, you would have to do a method of either money orders, balance transfer, and write a check to yourself on a 0% interest basis. So that's one method that I tell all my clientele. So you take that and run with it. But for all the people that's coming in, please like the video. Please feel free to join the panel. If you have any on-the-spot questions that needs to be answered right now, click on the link. If you need access to me when it comes to credit repair or a consultation when it comes to business, creditbuilder475@gmail.com. Creditbuilder475@gmail.com. But Discover It, I would prefer the Chase preferred, Inc. preferred business card when it comes to situations of getting a limit that's 5,000 plus, not on your personal FICO. They pull, I believe they pull from Experian. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Citizens Bank, they also have a situation where if you have a business checking account with them, they'll also give you favorable higher limit credit cards when it comes to stated income. So stated income is pretty much when you have the application and you see that, okay, they ask for how much is your business is projected to make, $3,000 to $5,000 a month. That's $40,000 to $60,000 a year. They'll give you the $15,000 line limit because your FICO is strong. Plus, you got your situation set up where your trade lines on your personal credit score, mind you, has good limits, good ages. And even if you just have a high score, one trade line that has a good age with a solid limit beyond 10 to 15 can do you numbers. So Discover It Blue, and Discover It Gold. If you guys are in Discover card, that's on the personal side. That's a good play. Capital One business card, anything that's Amex, that's solid because it doesn't report. You can credit card stack every 3 months, 3 or 4 cards, go back for more. 3 or 4 cards on the business, go back for more. Create more LLCs, make more opening checking account deposits. So that means you're turning your credit into a deposit to the next bank. The bank that I'm pretty much stating that give you bonuses is NIH. They give you a checking account bonus. And Patel Credit Union, they'll give you a bonus on your deposit as well, plus the line of credit. So you can leverage each bank 3 times. So you're leveraging each bank 3 times. You can be able to focus on more endeavors. I tell everybody on my channel all the time, if you're not in high ticket drop shipping, if you're not in dispatching or wholesale real estate, you have to be able to pick out a business to be able to pull this capital in so you can be able to leverage it for more money, hence be able to get more access to funding. So SoFi Bank, that's the personal loan situation. That's a good opportunity. People that do have LLCs already, I hope you guys have private holding companies. So when Biden raises taxes, you'll be still structured based off the one end of a private holding company. It cannot be taxed because it's not operating to the public. Plus, it's not an operating company. It doesn't do business to the public. Its whole main soul and purpose is to hold assets and to hold shares of other companies. But, and also student loan debts will not be forgiven. Plus, the credit score, he cannot affect the credit score. So we are still going to be in the FICO system. So he's not going to get rid of the credit bureaus. That was unrealistic. And even if he did, a lot of people are still going to get messed up due to the fact that, one, it's going to be solely based off of your income and also situations of your employment. And with having your address being in certain neighborhoods, if you are in what they call underserved communities, they can also decline that situation as well, due to the fact that President Barack Obama, when he was in office, had it where they actually judge their credit decision based off your address. So you can have a 700 credit score, you can have all the primary trade lines in the world, but when it comes to the personal lending aspect, they was denied. But when it comes to business credit, and they had a corporate address with a suite number, like I tell you guys all the time, the 411, the registry, people got approved. So that just shows you that the LLCs and the people that have EINs and the corporations, they will continue to win. So when it comes to your credit line, DCU Credit Union, they give up to 50,000. Key Bank Credit Union, another player I told you. So that's 4 or 5 banks. So like with Curl, Home Equity Line of Credit, say if you was a person to do that, Langley Credit Union, they have a situation where they only charge 1.9% interest on their loan. So that's the lowest in the country. So that's Langley Credit Union. I'm gonna type that out for you guys. So all the people that's coming in, salute to you, Curl. Respect you. I see you. Curl, I see you. The Philly Hustler, I see you. So please get the likes up. If anybody wants to come up, feel free to come up. So that's Langley Credit Union. And that's no problem. So if you have the EIN and you already have a high FICO, go get your ass a Chase Inc. preferred business if you haven't already. And if you already have Chase and you're under the 524 rule, so that means under 5 cards, under a 24-month cycle period, then you can get access to more lending. Or if you need the big boy joint, as my man say, the big boy joint, you would go to DCU Credit Union, and they can actually give you a solid fine, or PEDFIN. So that's PenFed, pardon me. That's PenFed Credit Union. Then you also have Langley. They're real estate. They're mostly based off of real estate products. Langley. So that's Langley Credit Union. Then PenFed Credit Union. So if you already have the high FICO, which I heard that you mentioned that you already have good credit. So if you already have good credit, you got your EIN, you could go to these credit unions and you can get access to either credit cards, if that's what you want. Credit card stacking is preferably, where you get the quickest lending aspects, where you stack the Wells Fargo Business Credit Card. So that'll be the Platinum Credit Card. You get the World Elite Credit Card. Then you also get My Synchrony on both personal and business. Wells Fargo, both personal and business. Capital One Platinum, Capital One Ventura, and also get the business aspects of those cards as well. So pretty much you got a PG on this. If you don't have and this is for anybody that has no revenues but have a good FICO credit score, you would have to personally guarantor each one of those, but still not a hard pull, because these are soft pulls. These are pre-qualifiers. Always go for the pre-qualified cards first. Contact the credit card representative over the phone. That helps your chances on getting approved. You don't have no situations of any type of automatic denials when something is easy as you have 700 credit score. You either have business income or personal income of $60,000 or more, or the beautiful part about these companies is it's stated income. So stated income, they don't ask for no W-2, like I mentioned, W-9. They don't need that. Pay stubs don't need it. Business bank statements don't need it as well. So they just need your projections of what your business is going to do. And if you got a 750 credit score, you probably never have to even show a document in your life ever again. You preserve it, you add more trade lines, or you get more lines of credit, equity, home equity. That's progressively building the credit score, where you can be able to get higher credit limits. But people like the credit card stack with $5,000 each card and go to 4 banks, or a lot of times they would do the method of having 4 tabs on their laptop and applying for the same time, and it's pulling from TransUnion and Experian separately. So that means each card has its own credit bureau that it pulls. Uh, there's certain times where they have it where you can lock your credit score, not your credit score, but you can lock the credit bureau. So you can lock TransUnion, you can freeze your credit, then apply, and they'll go by another bureau, and that will save you the situation and the headache when it comes to inquiries and hard pulls. But that's something that people should always research around. But American Express they'll give Curl something right away. Curl show and pull up that he got an EIN, he got a high FICO score. Plus, his business is in good standing, so he doesn't have no debts on it. He doesn't have no bankruptcies on it. He doesn't even have any type of he doesn't take any loans. Period. So that gives him access to the funding and to be able to credit card stack probably 12 cards in 6 months. He probably credit card stack 12 cards, and that's with credit unions. Credit unions are the best. Navy Federal is clutch. Andrews Federal Credit Union is clutch. PenFed, Langley Credit Union. So these are the plays that people should always research, take a look at, and contact a couple people. So it is an open panel. Hold on, let me refresh. Let me refresh really quick. Do I have to refresh? No, I don't have to refresh. So if anybody wants to come up on the panel, click on the link. Click on the link. This is your opportunity to get your questions answered in a timely manner. Anybody that has something that they need to say, click on the link. They can join the panel, or they can type it in the chat. But Curl, Langley Credit Union, they have a first-time home buyers program. Also, they got a HELOC program, and also they have real estate loans that they can provide as well. Another good credit union is NASA. So NASA, they have it where they'll accept anybody in the country. Only thing you got to do is just donate to their initiative program, and they'll accept you. Plus, they can get you higher limits as well based off of your credit score. So the higher your FICO score, the more unlikely to higher your limit. So when you have high FICOs from 730 and up, you can literally get away with not showing any type of documents. But that's where people should focus if they don't have that high FICO and if they need business credit funding. Then that's where I would have to say grants, angel investors if you need something right away, or repairing their credit, adding 3 to 4 authorized user trade lines, then going to these banks that I mentioned. So that's FNBO, their high limit, American Express. They'll give you situations on the business credit card. Plus, it doesn't report on your personal FICO, so you can credit card stack 20 to 30,000 on that. Then go for others that's from Experian. So that's Chase Preferred. So that's Chase Inc. Preferred Business. You can go for SECU. That you can double dip. So double dipping will add people another 30,000 on those 3 boroughs. So that would be 60,000 plus American Express. So that would be 60,000 in total. And you would do it off of your FICO. So credit card stacking, Stephen Liao, he's somebody that's 20, 23, 24 years old where he has $20 million in credit cards. And that's because he's credit card stacking, having authorized user trade lines, getting age corporations, sometimes CPNs. So people are literally commingling the situation where their high FICOs can get them access where it literally be little to none of reporting that's needed. So Citibank, that's another good play. Citibank, and everybody knows about Apple credit card. So I told you guys about Apple credit card, how they will take people that have bankruptcies, inquiries, open accounts. So if you already have those, but your credit is solid, Apple credit card. You could get something from there. You just gotta have an Apple ID. That's the only thing that's required from you when it comes to that. So what else? What else do I gotta tell you guys about? Oh, and another thing when it comes to Discover It, they might pull from both bureaus. So be mindful when it comes to that. If you already have a Discover It credit card, cool. Just ask for a credit limit. The credit limit is a soft pull. JSL, salute to you, Vaughn. Salute to you, Vaughn. Vaughn, if you want to come up on the panel, no problem. The link is there for you. The link is there for you. It's open for everybody. It's open for everybody. It's open for everybody. So those is not it. I got like about 65 other credit cards, and that's either state-based, and most of these are credit unions. Pardon for any type of confusion, but a lot of these are credit unions. Like I say all the time, credit unions are the most lender favorite because they are desperate for your business. So opening up a checking account with the credit cards that you get from the credit card funding, that's a good reinvestment plan to expand from one bank to 4 credit union banks where you can have a bonus. And a lot of times people take the same credit and just move it around 3 or 4 times and get access to 3 or 4 credit cards, plus the double dip method that I told you guys about when it comes to the credit cards and the personal line of credit. So that is going to be something I'm going to expound heavily. Because a lot of people don't understand that the double dip can save you an inquiry. So that method can save you an inquiry that can be able to help build and benefit at what you need. So I have somebody that's coming up. Okay. Hey. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Huh. Well, please get the likes up. Please like, share, and subscribe. If anybody wants to come up, click on the link. Feel free. Feel free to click on the link. This is an open panel. If anybody needs my help, my email for my consultation and credit repair is creditbuilder475@gmail.com. I respond to every single email. It's up to you to be able to respond to my emails because you might miss my phone number and you might miss discounts because yesterday we had a Martin Luther King discount for trade lines. So that's why I say if you blink, you missed it. If you blink, you missed it. But when it comes from a standpoint of these credit cards, credit card stacking can be done easily with you creating your LLC for one, building it up. You got your American Express business, cool. You got your Chase business credit card, cool. You got the credit unions with the business accounts, cool. Create another LLC and rinse and repeat the process. Then you can be able to formulate a good, strong basis where you have LLCs that has business credit cards, has checking account bonus deposits. So that means that if you set aside $2,000, when it comes to the credit unions that I mentioned, they'll give you $300 bonus. Plus, American Express, they have it where they give bonuses on their American Express Gold card as well. So people that have the super finite credit, but they don't have the business credit organized, they can literally get access to business credit cards by PGing it with their strong personal FICO. So they pull the soft pull on your personal. They say, okay, you got the FICO of 700, you have the income, or you don't even have to show the income. You just need to have the FICO and just have high limits on your credit report. So a lot of these companies, they have it where it's based off your limit is based off of your limit is based off your FICO score and not based off your income. So that's where the no doc or statement income loan come in the play. So for the people that either has a connection with US Bank, US Bank is another good play. With US Bank, you have to create a business check. Well, you have to create a checking account. So that's no problem. So you put your deposit in there, get your bonus, be able to set up where US Bank say, okay, you have a high FICO. You tell the representative on the phone on your business projected revenues. You tell them on which industry that you're in, your marketing plan per se. Okay, so I got my guy in the back. And make sure that you always organize it where you either got to do freezes and locks when it comes to certain type of cards, because there's certain cards where they will pull on Experian and check systems. So if they pull on check systems, you just do the Experian. You just lock your Experian to save that inquiry. Rashid,
Salute. What's going on, man?
everything is good, man. Everything.
Yeah. This is a good topic, man, because getting the credit cards, knowing what companies to deal with, that's the biggest, into actually building up credit for your personal and for your business as well. Because most people, you can do two things. You can get your business developed and then go back and do your personal, or you could be working on your personal with the credit unions while trying to do your business at the same time.
So the credit unions is going to save a lot of people because NIH and DCU Credit Union and SECU, they have it where you can do the double dip strategy where you can leverage one hard inquiry to get the personal credit card and the personal line of credit. So you can take advantage of that easily. So Rashid, keep talking, man. I gotta charge something really quick. So keep talking. Give your opinion when it comes to the credit card stacking situation. So that means finding specific banks that only just pull one, and they'll pre-qualify you as well. So, Sheed, you have the floor.
All right. So basically,
Okay, okay. Sorry about that. So, all the people that's coming in, please like the video. Please also feel free to be able to join the panel. If anybody needs my email is creditbuilder475@gmail.com. That's creditbuilder475@gmail.com. But like I said and mentioned, Rashid, people can get 4 business credit cards without it hitting the personal credit. So it's not going to be on their file. They don't have to worry about situations of maxing out 4 personal credits and not having access to the business credit because they got too much credit already. So speak on that a little bit. I got that. Well, if you can speak on that, but still, your credit report, it will take a slight dip, but it won't be dropped 100%, 100 points. No. The slight dip that I have seen from personal experience would be 20 point dip, but you got 4 business credit cards with 1 hard inquiry. So 3 hard inquiries in 30 days, and you're going to look credit desperate.
but this is one of the things I was getting into was basically this. having emergencies, having these credit cards on reserve to the point where if anything ever happens, as far as business or personal, you got that on reserve to, handle this situations for your business, even in the personal line. You're making the money. You just need something like emergency happens now. Prime example, my cousin, he has, think about 4 credit cards. His highest one is about 20,000. The lowest is about 5. To the degree when his roof messed up, as far as going to deal with his insurance company, where it's going to try to raise up his insurance tonight, you never know. He just took the
Mhm.
credit card, paid it with his credit card.
Yeah.
And, with him having the money, he already had the money. He just don't have that bulk to put it at one time. So all he did was, soon as he paid on the roof, that first month, he paid almost half of it down. And then he just been paying a little as it go till he finished paying it off. That's the type of emergency happens to where, let's say, well, Carl has his business and he was talking about his car. Let's say if a
Mhm.
situation happens or pans out to where his car messes up, this is his livelihood. Without that car, he can't conduct business. And even if he can choose to drive his other cars, but what if he need a particular car that, like he said, saves gas, reliable? He can go right out and buy another car straight off instantly because his credit's already built. He has the cards, already has the capital and everything in order. So when the bank goes and sees it, he's already had things in motion. The
He
point
already
of it
has.
is,
Mhm.
yeah, just the point of it is, like they say, proper preparation, to where a situation do happens, you're already in line to take care of it with no issue.
Yeah, and the beautiful part about it is when you credit card stack, you can turn like him 500 always say, turn the credit into cash. And when he's doing that, he either does a balance transfer, then write a check to himself with a 0% interest, or use money orders. So he's doing a balance transfer on the credit card, then writing out a loan from the situation of the balance transfer to his checking account, or write himself a loan, 0% interest, or using money orders to turn the credit into cash. That's the simple answer to it, but it's definitely more intricate than that. Plus, credit card companies want to crack down from the turning the credit into cash. Now, there are certain credit cards that are business credit cards where you can't turn the credit into cash, like Divvy. I told you guys about Divvy. Divvy is a good credit card, but you cannot turn that bad boy into cash. But when it comes to the bank credit cards like Chase, Inc., Preferred Business, you can turn that credit into cash. You can turn the Wells Fargo Platinum Business Credit Card into cash, and you use the cash to be able to put in a solid deposit when it comes to these credit unions. Navy Federal is like one of the best out there. If you don't have a referral, if you don't have anybody that's in the military, I do have somebody that can provide a referral. But the credit into cash method is on the basis of one, the balance transfer. I don't have service. My phone keeps loading. No problem, Curl. Because Curl can take the free information I'm saying right now and run with it. Because Curl got assets and they love assets. Curl might fuck around and get a $250,000 business credit card on each card. If it ain't 250,000 on one card, it'd probably be 50 on each card. If he goes for like 6 cards on the business credit card aspect, ooh, he got enough credit to be able to fuck with. He got a lot of credit to fuck with, and he can turn that credit into cash as well. Use the cash on a down payment on another property asset, so he can turn that 250,000 to probably another $1 million property. Refinance in 6 months after stabilizing the property. Or if he's not that type of investor, I don't know if he's that type of investor. Well, salute to you, Vaughn. Salute to you, Vaughn. Rashid, you still here with me?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, when people got assets, that's like even more collateral that they can use. Yes, please share with your family and friends, man. When it comes to this shit, man, people need to understand when they do get access to credit, what you gonna do with it. Rashid, talk about that more. Talk about that more when it comes to the aspect of using the credits, uh, leveraging it, paying down certain things, authorized user trade lines, because authorized user trade lines is still the play. People on YouTube literally sold people a fucked up dream and saying, "Oh, you can't get nothing with just AUs." Yes, you can. If you have 4 AUs, it beats one primary credit card. It beats two primary credit cards. Pardon me, because everybody tells you to get the care credit. Care credit is good for medical line, pretty much a medical trade line of $10,000. My Jewelers Club stopped reporting. So what you gonna do next? Authorize users. Because my Jewelers Club used to be so clutch where you can get about 5 on that one. People used to get like 8 primaries and like had $80,000 in line of credit in their profile, then get some AUs to back it up. It used to be the move, but somehow I don't know. These jeweler companies stop. Crown Jewelers, I think they stopped reporting, if I'm not mistaken. But they used to have these store departments, man. They used to have the credit game on lock. But Sheen, I want to hear your opinion when it comes to this of using the credit to reinvest in something else.
Yeah, because that was one of the things that I actually used to help my credit starting off. Was my club group.
Yeah, they stopped reporting, big dog.
Yeah,
It was getting too good. People blew up the spot.
yeah, because you got to move the goalposts, man. When people start knowing the good stuff, that's when you move the goalposts. I got an easy 5,000 good and was able to look at getting some more credit cards just off of that because that was the whole thing. When the credit company sees you get approved for a $5,000 jewelry card, I mean that's instantaneous. Like whether they trust you, and it's a jeweler company, they sell all type of jewelry, so you got to be credible. So it was easy for me to get some other credit cards.
Yeah, man. When it comes to a play like that, man, people was smacking a $20,000 credit card like it was no problem. And that was because it used to boost up the credit to somebody that was like in the 500s. That would give them like an extra 120 points.
Yeah, seriously. So, I mean, with that, not only that, getting that credit card is easy for you to go in and get approved with your bank. Especially with people that don't have no credit and literally get approved for that being your first secure credit card of $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you had a low rate, let's say you had no credit or anything, getting that approved instantly put the banks at ease with trying to, either give you $1,500 to $3,000 easy.
Hell yeah. So my credit union keeps sending me applications for a business credit card because I have a business account and a regular with them. Well, cool, man. That's a pre-approval right there. So everybody that's in the chat, that is an example of a pre-approval, pre-qualify. So he already has history. He has skin in the game. If you want to smack another 40 or 50, I think he can get it. Conservatively, 25, he can smack it. So his credit union, to be honest, people need a credit union. People need to stop dealing with big box banks, but big box banks have it where you can turn the credit into cash easierly. See, so that's the kind of like the drawback with certain type of credit unions that aren't big. Like, if you got Navy Fed, cool. If you got Penn Fed, cool. If you got Langley's for real estate products. So Langley, they will do the first time home down pay assistant shit, just like how NACA does. When Alonzo came up on the panel when he mentioned about NACA, so Naka is actually a good play. Langley is a good play when it comes to that. But Curl, just see what the representatives say, man. Call up on the phone. You know, if they do stated income where your credit is so finite, where you don't even have to show documents. Actually, they don't even need documents with him. They can just log in and find his profile and say, okay, Curl got real estate assets Plus, Curl has a good solid income, probably around 70 or up. And, he's an enterprising uh, young man if it's an old loan officer. So he can get access to more funds easily. So people that are just starting out, they're going to need to build that skin in the game by either opening up a checking account. And when you have the business credit, you can spend, people spend like 40% utilization on their credit when it comes to business credit. People spend 40% utilization and they pay it back within 60 to 70 days, and it doesn't even report on their personal FICO. It takes 90 to 120 days for stuff to start um, start being on your report. So people use the business credit where it shields the personal. So he can just get the business credit and just shield his personal, where his shit will still be at 750. Plus, he got access to funds. Plus, he's using the funds to open up more checking accounts with business credit unions and get that deposit and bonus. That bonus deposit is crazy, because if you put around $7,000 as a deposit when it comes to each credit union, he can get like $1,000 in bonuses. Plus, they'll pre-qualify him for a personal card. You call up the representative and say, "Can I have the business department, please?" So he gets the business department of that credit union. They're gonna see that, oh, you own real estate too. Oh, you a high value man? Shit.
That's even like what Erica Williams had the discussion where she was talking about how she got a small town credit company, credit union. She went in there, she dropped $5,000 to open an account, and then every other month she said she would drop in about 2,000 or so into the account, no transactions but deposits. And the bank was calling her trying to get her approved for loans. Try not for loans, but for credit cards, but making loans as well, but mainly credit cards.
Yeah, man. So, and plus, don't be a disabled veteran. Disabled veterans get anything in this country. That's
Not
why I'm
only
trying to.
not
Huh?
only with the disabled veterans, just being a veteran in general, as long as you have, pretty decent credit and have your stuff together, starting a business, man, you're being backed by so many, especially credit unions. If you get into Navy Federal, was it what is the other one?
USAA.
USAA, they're backing you all the way, let alone organizations that, branch with the Navy in general.
Well,
You
but the private organizations is a bigger play. People should research and study around.
That's what I be telling a lot of vets, man. They don't take advantage of all the things they given to them when they got into the military. That's what I was saying about guys getting houses and stuff like that. Even with a lot of duplexes, like I said, I'm learning about getting duplexes with FHA loans.
Yeah, man, because that FHA loan come in clutch, where you can just preserve your personal, and you can build up the personal and max out, where a guy that makes 80,000 has probably like $400,000 in credit cards, like stacked up within 2 years, mind you. So that's credit card stacking. That's like the whole premise of credit card stacking. And the funny part about it is $400,000 in credit cards can be for him like around 5, 6 cards. And don't let it be on the business credit end, where he done deposit the money in multiple different checking accounts, using one end to deposit the next end, getting a bonus, using the bonus money that you get from that early, that within 30 days, 60-day window, if you deposit this, that, and the third, or if you spend this, that, and the third, your spending bonus. So that means you can put your personal and your business expense on your business credit card to boost your limits.
Hey, that's even looking at rehab. Say you got a rehab property with that business credit card, man, you can throw all the supplies on there. All you got to do is just be at will for paying the work, or you're doing it yourself with a couple of guys, man. Knock that stuff out. And most rehabs, if you're really good, you can push rehab in about 6 months. I mean, that's
Hmm.
less, but 6 months, pretty much give or take. And you can have that rehab already set up, be prepared to be sold. And the way the market is right now, man, houses are flying out. I know somebody bought a house probably about, I would even give to say, anywhere from 50 to 80 thousand dollars over market because of the way the house is going right now. That's like the biggest thing. If you having that credit to where you don't have to come out of pocket, because most people are trying to pay. I know a guy right now, he's dealing out of pocket for rehab, but I'm like, dude, you got good credit. Go to your credit.
Go get the business credit, man. Give him my email, man. Give him my email,
I'll
because
reach out to him.
only thing he needs to do is just get an LLC with an EIN. If he already has that, only thing you need to do is just talk to the business department and just have his personal credit PG it. Have his personal credit to PG it. That's literally what Curl is going to do probably tomorrow. Because he's going to watch the replay and he's going to take some notes. He's going to say, okay, let's do this. So Curl is going to be able to leverage that probably 5 times. So, okay, I just started my business this past year, made over 6 figures in 8 months. Okay, so you can get a lot of what they would call working capital loans if that's your basis point, or you can leverage that as a bank statement loan. Take that business bank statement and go to a bank and show them that this is my bank statement. I need a loan. So if you did it in 8 months, if it's within 8 months, you can't. Oh, there's no tax returns within 8 months. So it would have to be bank statements that you would show, and they would analyze those numbers of those bank statements, then be able to do their credit decision like that. Yo, she,
Yep.
yo, speak up in the mic, man.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Let
was
me.
saying,
Mhm. But read that comment over to yourself, though, G. Because really, Curl need to find some reception. Because if he has these elements, he can literally find a credit union. Because he has the properties. Because we saw the neighborhood of the properties. Because his neighborhood is hot. That Philadelphia market is extremely hot. So he got in Fuego numbers. Okay, so if anybody wants to come up on the panel, feel free to join the link. The link is open for y'all. Link is open for y'all. So yeah, man, I've been on my treadmill in my garage all morning.
can you hear me? Basically taking advantage. Like I was doing some F450,
Mm,
and it was literally had the barbershop logo, name all on the side of the vehicle, basically for business purposes. But he bought it through his business, you know, and knowing that this is his personal car, but what does a barber need with that big of a truck? He can say he's going to pick up supplies. He could do other things with it. He could use it as a side hustle to make deliveries or do whatever. But the point of it is, he got it through his business credit, and he's making it work for him. Like I said, in some cases, most people don't even deal with their business credit anymore once they get it to a certain amount, or they just don't even, can't get access to their business credit. I mean, their personal credit because it's so jacked up. So they use the business credit along the lines of, living, buying certain things. Even with these, like I said, with buying properties, you can have a whole bunch of properties in your business name,
well,
and
well,
as you're
that's where
buying and selling or buying and renting out, you have these properties in your business name. He built a lot of capital,
Hmm.
which is Grant Cardone. You know how he has this thing set
Well,
up
that's because he's
in the
cash heavy.
business, all
That's
the
because
money,
he.
but he has so much of it still developed into his person, but
That's because he's
majority of it in
cash
the
heavy.
business, so he can set things up, for future for the kids and everything.
But he's cash heavy though. So when it comes to a situation like that, if you have bad personal but you still have good business credit, that's because
You've been
you got
taking
good money.
advantage of a lot of different credits that going into these first time home buyer programs.
Put that as collateral.
A lot of people can take advantage of that, with their personal side. And as far as when the business side goes, you can actually sell most of these project properties and everything to your business. Your business sits as its own entity. And, from that point on, if you're renting or you're selling, all depends up to you. This is not financial advice, so you have to consult
Definitely got to consult, man, because you got to
your
consult that to
professionals.
your
But at
person
the
that's your day to day.
meanwhile, when you
Consult that
have some,
person if that's consult with that person if that's your day to day advisor. But when it comes to a situation like that, people have a very good way of leveraging certain things 3 or 4 times over.
for the purpose, do your studies, do your research, know what you're dealing with, know the properties that you're looking at and
Know
everything,
your interest
and going
rate.
from there.
Know
But
your interest
for the
rate.
most part,
Know the market.
get your business credit together, man. That's the key thing. And
And, and
actually
also another
establishing this
thing.
business, set it up to actually move for you in the right way. A lot of people don't understand that.
And
Having these
another
business credits, take advantage of it.
and another
Even
thing
with the
is you got to
personal
find out
lines
how
of
quick
credit,
your
where you get
market
these
can
trade
sell to.
lines and build up your personal credit, take advantage of it. Because I
Well,
mean,
Rashid,
technically, what are
you
you
got a
building it
beautiful
for?
market though, Rashid.
Have it
You in Atlanta,
rotating to
Georgia,
where
man.
you're using
You in
them for
Atlanta,
gas,
Georgia,
showing
dog.
transactions. You don't have to use them, heavenly. But the thing about it is using them to the degree which
Rashid
they
can't hear me.
benefit for you. Because, most of the time with certain credit card companies, if you're not using, after so many years, so they start, decreasing your limit.
But your market is hot though, because you can be able to fix and flip something and get it sold within 90 days. Now, if the
And
person is not in the best market, he's got to figure out like how to do it.
for $50.
Yeah, I watch Ben Mala. Ben Mala funny. Ben Mala is entertaining.
Actually using the car. Qualify for all these, what they're made for. The business purpose. And you doing
Rashid, you Borgen. You're Borgen. You're Borgen. But like I said, Rashid has the luxury of being in Atlanta, Georgia. That is one of the hottest fix and flip markets ever. That, Texas, Arizona, Florida has some
Can you hear
good
me? I think
equity
I'm having an
rises.
issue with my headset.
Yeah, man, because I was like, yo, because I was agreeing with your point. I was saying, but you also have the luxury of those solid markets, man. Because when it comes to that, you have the ability
But
to
I mean,
sell a
for the most
property in 70 days.
part, people got to start taking advantage of, building your credit, getting all these inquiries off, late payments, anything that's, not in your credit history, that's not actually, correct. As far as on your credit, you can get those disputed and addresses. I mean, hey, I had someone call me today. It was funny. Was trying to buy a property from me, but it was an apartment I stayed in probably 10, 15 years ago. So, I mean, probably literally over 10 years ago. So it's basically showing that I still have that on, my creditor somehow for them to pull that up and to contact me. And I'm laughing at the situation because of the part they know actually like it's a residence. So when I get
Mhm.
mail to the apartment, It wasn't actually apartment 263. Whatever the unit was, that was the address that was on there, plus the street name of the apartment. So, like I said, taking advantage of that being for me to take that off my credit, because let's say if I had some payments or something on there, or just some inquiry that wasn't right, and I get them to take that off, that further lets my when they pulling up my credit, say if I had any bad inquiries on there, that it'll get ran through.
Mm. You know what? I like Ben Mala more than I like Grant
So
Cardone. That's
actually
my
knowing
honest
what's
opinion.
is the key in most cases. A lot of people generally just don't know what's actually on their credit. You know, no one's taking out the time to look. No one's giving you small advice to actually dispute some of these claims. So for the most part, if you don't know what's on there, how can you know to dispute it? How can you know they're going to take advantage of it when you go and apply for these cards? Because when you go to apply for a card, if you actually don't know what's on your credit, that's actually hurting you, because you might have let's say a 525. You might instantly don't even get approved, you know, and that's the whole thing. Knowing what you have on there to build your credit up is the key. Even as
Because you
far
can
as your
reverse
business
it.
credit starting
Because
off,
Rashid.
they're going off your personal credit.
Because
So,
Rashid.
a lot of
Because
people
Rashid.
just paying the minimum.
Yeah.
I had a
Rashid,
guy
can you
I
hear
was
me?
talking to when he was actually helping someone with their credit. His whole thing was sitting down, breaking down all the credit cards, finding out which credit cards gave the
Mm.
highest interest rates, and start paying those down fast as possible, while keeping the minimum payments on the other cards to where the ones who was giving, reasonable, rates, to where you can pay those off no problem. But all the ones that giving highest interest rates, you want to pay those off as fast as possible, even with dealing with the cards that are that you have inquiries on there now. The crazy part, I forgot which company it was. We were just talking about it like a week ago. You're paying one payment down, they're actually having a hold on the old payment. In a quarter mile, turn left onto Willow Ridge. So let's say you have two major transactions on there of $500, and you just paid $400 off, and you're thinking you're paying $400 off the old inquiry. To the degree you might be only paying $400 on the new inquiry, to where they're still giving you interest on that old rate, to the point where you would have to actually pay in full the not the latest but the previous information that you put on there to actually finish the interest. Oh, man, want that bad area. Hope you guys can actually hear me, but paying that old payment off will actually cut down on the interest rate. I mean, it was kind of strange how you explained it to me, but I got the gist of it. For me to go ahead and, if I have any inquiries, try to pay them off monthly, or to the degree, pay them down as much as possible. So you won't have no issues with all the interest rates and all the interest building up, and far as your payments over time. And a lot of companies actually do have to where you can pay, certain things down monthly, to where you won't have any issues, where you can separate the payments and start paying a little on them each month. It kind of helps to a degree, but for the most part, like I say, having the money is key, and don't really start using these credit cards majority of the time if you can't afford to actually pay them off as quick as possible. In most cases,
And that's why people need a business to be able to formulate that plan correctly. Mm. Yeah, man. Cardone, he didn't have services rendered. I heard about that a lot. that actually hurt his brand a little bit. That put a dent on his brand. Ben Mala, he's like a hotel investor. He resembles of me of Trump to be quite frank with you. He is the same similarity. He just don't put his name on the building. That's all. But he owns his building. So Ben Mala, 500 million dollar man. Even with the crunch when it came to commercial real estate properties dropping in equities because of people selling it on a short sale because of rents wasn't being serviced, he was still good because the Florida never really shut down. To be honest, Florida never really shut it down. So if his property was all in New York, that'd have been a different story. But Ben, he has something where he has like a whole bunch of kids that's investing, that's finding smaller deals, finding fix and flips, nurse and residential nursing facilities, and getting those type of how can I say tax breaks when it comes to that. So Ben, more smarter, I would say, than Grant Cardone. I think he knows real estate more than Grant Cardone. I think Grant Cardone is more of a marketer. So Grant is just marketing multiple products, which has no knock on against him. But when it comes to real estate investments, people that are actual real estate investors that know that it's based on your price entry, you're not gonna take a $80 million loan on a $170 million property. You're trying to cut that property as low as possible and building corporate credit and having the corporate credit, buying and taking that asset. No, my mentor, Mark B. Anderson, he is a guy where he truly is a dude that hates and despises Grant because he feels that he just misleads a lot of people in buying real estate properties is super expensive. And you know what that means. When they buy properties super expensive, it's rough on everybody because the comps of the market change. So he's not really for when it comes to the credit end. So I have somebody coming up, Sheed. When you get that connection up and ready, please feel free to come up on the panel. Vaughn, please feel free to come up on the panel. Curl, feel free to come up on the panel. Because I got time today, so I'm going to be answering and asking questions all day. So I got my man Prince in the back. Hold on.
Yo. What's going on, Real Deal Financial?
What's going on, brother Prince?
Ain't nothing much, man. You know what I'm saying? I need to holler at you, man, on how I get that authorized user, man, so I can get that credit built up quicker.
Okay, so the authorized users that I have on file, I have one that's $550, so that's $550, and it has a $20,000 line of credit, and it's a 10-year, and it's a 10 years.
How long is it?
10 years. Okay. 10 years history. So if your credit score,
and how long do I keep that authorized user on?
So it reports every cycle. So if you got it today, a report on the 24th, on February and March.
Okay.
So February and March, you can have it where if you apply with these credit unions, like I mentioned, NIH Credit Union, SECU Credit Union, and DCU Credit Union. These are very lender friendly. That basis point I'm gonna give you as soon as we talk, but that trade line is gonna be $550. They will rock with you. Actually, they have it where you can double dip, where you can get a $5,000, $10,000 card, and I get a line of credit for $10,000, $5,000 range on that one credit union. So after you get the card, you can reapply for the personal line of credit, and they'll give that to you.
Okay.
But
so yeah, because my little beacon is still in the 5s, but it's almost in the 6s. So that authorized user should give me a good bump.
80, I'll give you 80 points. Usually it takes 2 or 3 to be able to bump something that's like from the 500. Say if it's 500 on TransUnion, let me do the math. Let me get my calculator.
Yeah, it's all in the 5. But but it got it, but it was lower there. It's almost at 6 now though. It's back at 587 because they end up, because I went to the Credit Karma, whatever. They got the They got the secured, Navy Federal card I got on file, so it bumped it up to like 25 points because I got that.
Okay.
And then I used it yesterday in an emergency, but I used it and I turned around and I put the money right back. I used it 20% usage, but I turned around and put the money right back. Like
Perfect.
Yeah. As soon as I did it, probably about like a couple of hours after I did it, I checked my money and I seen it went through. And I just put it right back on now.
Perfect. So I did the math. So one trade line, say if you get a really good boost, if it's at 587 plus 80-point boost, that's 600. It's 667. So that gets you at 667, 670.
Okay, so okay. And that's on the first cycle.
That's on the first cycle with that trade line on. So if you had two trade lines,
cycle here, well, it don't really matter. It's probably gonna be minuscule at the second cycle, right?
well, if you apply for it, it will take a dip. But if you apply for something, you're gonna get like a $5,000 either Apple credit card, or you can go and get you a Capital One if you already have that. Get an increase. If you don't have that, get it.
Well, yeah, I owe Capital One for back in the day, around 2014. So I probably need to pay them, right?
Well, we can sidestep that. If you have a situation where it's not on the best terms with them, I have a list right here. So
okay, yeah, I'm not on good terms with them.
I have a list. So right. Citizens Bank. Do you have a Citizens Bank in your area?
I'm trying to see. I have to Google that up and see if there is one in Houston or one in Dallas. Okay, let me see if it's a Citizens Bank in Dallas. I can Google it up.
Okay. So Citizens Bank, they're very friendly when it comes to that situation. If you had really two trade lines, will actually get you 160-point bonus.
That's so what I need. I need to get to that 700.
Yes, because that's where they don't need any type of bank statements. They don't need. Well, they'll ask for certain bank statements, but they don't need a tax returns, W-9. A lot of times they don't even need no documents. If your shit is super finite like that, you can get what you want. So let me do the math. So you get it at 747 with two trade lines.
Plenty of them in Dallas. Yeah, there's plenty of them.
Okay.
Yeah. So is it Citizens? Is it First Citizens or just Citizens?
Citizens Bank. And do you have your LLC still? If you do,
I don't have the LLC no more. I never filed it. I gotta file it. I'm trying to see, should I file a C corp or S corp, because I want to be able to sell stock.
So you'll be able to sell stock with the S corporation.
Yes.
With this C corporation, pardon me.
C corporation, yeah, that's what it is.
Pardon me. The C corporation, the big joint. I call them the big joint because the C corporation.
The big joint, yeah. I knew
bigger joint.
Because on the C corp, you ain't got to do nothing but file 60% of the gross.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
damn show hosts know a little something, y'all.
That's a Trump move. My man Prince been listening to the channel. That's a Trump move.
That's right. We Trump on him over here.
It's a Trump move. So when it comes to NASA Federal Credit Union.
Okay, NASA Federal. I'm already with what's the name? NASA. That's the NASA we all know about.
Yes, sir. Fed Credit Union. They'll accept you.
I need to get over there with NASA.
Well, they'll accept you. They just need the funny part about it is they got their little grift, meaning that if you're not from the NASA company or the NASA organization, you have to.
I got a home. 50. I know. I ain't gonna say that. I know somebody that work for him. So I just asked him, is he with them? Then he might be able to refer me to him, right?
He can refer it to him. Matter of fact, he can actually help you when it comes to certain underwriting. If he has it where he banks with them, they have it where they have good, solid business credit cards, man.
All right. Thank you, JSL Vaughn. Yeah. But yeah. We talking about big business. Oh, yeah. We over here. Yeah, the deal I'm going. Yeah, I'm trying to get this. Yeah, because I'm basically trying to hedge my bet just in case the deal that I'm doing do with the guy won't do it, and I can do it myself. That's why I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And another good play is FNBO. So These are the credit unions.
What's the name of the other one you saying?
FNBO.
So I got NASA, I got Citizens Bank. Yeah, cause all I need is another trade line, so I can knock out that trade line. I can knock out that first trade line today.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play with these trade lines, man, because it's the first quarter. You gotta try to get this stuff set up, man. You know, anybody out here with these authorized users is the best game, man. They put you right in the game with somebody that all they doing, in my opinion, is they say, hey, man, give me $550, man, and you can look like you doing big business with me, man. But you ain't getting that out of it. You just looking. I'm gonna make you look good. I'm gonna make you look good. I'm gonna wash you up, baby. You know, I'm gonna wash your feet up, man. You know, you're gonna be able to touch. You're gonna be able to touch the garment of the game with credit.
And you know what? Prince been rocking with me for a minute. Prince has been rocking with me and Alonzo for a minute when it comes to business, man. We advise. We have a strategy. We have certain type of game plans.
You got JSL Vaughn, man. You know, the best administrative assistant on the Real Deal channel. Good job. Yes, yeah, you know. Man, we ain't gonna call you what they called you back in the 60s and 50s. I'm looking them up right now.
It's funny.
Because these credit unions is the game, man. They as long as you got the money, man, you got your savings up, they're gonna do business with you.
Because that checking account, you put a good deposit in, they'll give you a pre-approval when it comes to a credit card.
Okay. All right. So you say FNBO. Okay. Yeah.
That's the link in the chat. So I put everything in the chat right so everybody can see.
Yeah. They got the green and white in their avatar, right?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, free checking. Yeah, saving, small business, commercial banking, wealth and lending. Yeah. I'm right in there. So they in there. So I'm good to go. So the authorized users. So you said that first one I get to be like 20 stacks.
You get 20,000 and have a 10-year age history.
Okay, so that's what's gonna bump me up to that 80.
Hell yeah, that shit is gonna bump you up. Because the limit, even if the limit was just 2 years, you would still get something in mid-range. But if you have that on your line, if you have two, you can be able to do it where you can credit card stack. Like I mentioned earlier on the panel, I don't know how long you've been listening, but on the start of it, I said that one client can potentially get 6 business credit cards. Curl in the chat, he can get 6 business credit cards because he got collateral. Now, someone that doesn't have collateral, they can get around 3 business credit cards where you can smack 5 here, 10 there, and another 5. That's 20. Then you can go apply for the 2 personals. That would be either. Let me get to my list again because I had it all written down. Ism, what's going on, man? What's going on?
Yeah, because we trying to get ourselves to the 770 so we can get the business credit. And the personal credit is sealed, and you basically seal that, and you live off the business credit.
Okay, so my list right here. Okay,
what's going on, Ism?
If you would applied, if you're in California, and Ism, he's in California. It's in the Bay Area. Key Point Credit Union. They pull from Experian. They have pre-qualified offers to soft pull in your credit, so it don't damage your credit up with a hard pull.
Soft pulls.
So it's a checking account. If you got another credit card where it's 5,000 and you took out 1,000 from that credit card, if you put a deposit of 1,000, they'll give you $300 bonus. So you can take that 300, buy more trade lines, reinvest back in to your personal line of credit, and use another additional credit card to pretty much pay that $300 off. But it's a bonus. All these are bonuses. So Key Point Credit Union.
Yeah, come back, man.
Key Point.
Okay.
So Apple credit card will give you a higher limit, so you can smack about 15 with Apple credit.
Okay, so as soon as I get the trade line, I can go get Apple credit.
Apple credit card on your personal, then you can get
I need that anyway because I need
that
that anyway so I can upgrade my YouTube shit.
Okay, so SoFi, if you haven't done any business with them, they have it where if you do business, they give you a $300 bonus. They pull from Experian. It's a soft pull on the pre-qualify. Then when you get the loan
How long
accepted
has
to
Apple
you,
been in the credit business?
so Goldman Sachs, that's their big homie.
Oh,
Goldman
Goldman
Sachs is their
Sachs.
big homie. So they Goldman Sachs pretty much propped them up 2 or 3 years now when it comes to
Okay.
credit lending.
Goldman Sachs.
So yeah, man. So anybody that is pretty much that's listening that's not involved with Capital One, you can get the
Damn.
Capital One Quicksilver, and they'll give you around $5,000. American Express is the best one. So if you have two or three trade lines, you can get 3 American Express based off of one. Your score will be around 770. Your age history would be around it'd be 5 to 10 years. Because I have one 10-year trade line, then I got 2 5-year trade lines. So if I would be able to do it right now, only thing you would need is just to make sure that your social security card is ready, put them trade lines on your number. They report every month for the 24th or sometimes on the 15th of every month. So it's in the middle of every month. So you get it. Yes, Apple credit card and iPhone is required. So JSL is pretty much, matter of fact, did I put JSL as a mod? If I didn't already, she's pretty much my mod.
Oh no, I know your Apple phone qualified. Apple phone required. Okay, I got an Apple. I got an iPod and an Apple, so I'm good.
So your Apple ID is how you log in,
Yeah, I
and pretty
got
much,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what you should have put. Yeah, Apple ID.
All right. So that's another requirement, and you can get the Apple credit card. So that'll be one card on your credit card stack. So I'm doing the credit card stacking example live to everybody. So everybody that's coming in,
And
please
then
like
you
the
do
video.
the app. You apply for the Apple soon as you get the trade line after the trade line cycle is over, right?
Well, you get it in between that cycle. So when it's on your file, you try to get as much as possible. And your Credit Karma will have the pre-approvals. So you can go for the pre-approvals first, then work your way around to the credit unions and getting the business
Also,
credit
like right
cards.
now, I go on Credit Karma right now. Let me go over there. Just look at it.
You can just look at the qualifiers that they give you, but it's mostly going to be secured credit cards. But when that trade line hits, then that's when you're going to get the unsecured. Then that's when you're going to get the
Oh, okay,
upstart
that's
loan.
what
Then
it
that's
is.
when you're going
Yeah,
to get other
right.
shit.
So as soon as I get it,
Apply.
okay.
And people, and the funny
That's
part
how
about it
Credit
is,
Karma open up. As soon as your stuff start rising, they give you
mhm,
the alert, and then that's when they gonna open up the next level of the unsecured level. Okay, that's unsecured tier, and that's when you're
yes.
gonna get the Apple logos and all the little old avatars is gonna pop up, right?
Yes, sir. So you're gonna have more opportunities. You take the pre-qualified because it's when you pre-qualify on stuff, it's not gonna be a hard pull. So you're not gonna have 6 5 inquiries. You now the thing is you probably get access to 4 credit cards and get maybe like 2 inquiries, 2 hard pulls. Really, the goal is to get as many credit cards as possible, but you can't do it where if you have 3 hard pulls within
Nah, I ain't
30
gonna do
days,
that.
you're
I
too
just
thirsty.
like I just wait till because the
Next
main
cycle.
thing you're trying to get is get that goddamn American Express business, that American
Yeah, because
Express
that
bank.
American Express, dude, that American Express don't even report on your personal file. That is literally a charge card. So that is everything that you need to be able to lower your credit utilization. One, that lowers your credit utilization because you can have $5,000, $10,000 American Express and just use what they would call manufactured spending. Please Google search that when it comes to that. And that is the term where you're using your personal expenses, your business expenses, your LLCs, you create LLCs, you buy trade lines with that card, and you apply for more cards, and you can pretty much just transfer, swap. So pretty much people are swapping over one card, paying that one card off, and using the business revenues to pay off everything off within 30 days. So that's good if you have an e-commerce business or some type of business where like trucking, where you can be able to get your loads very quickly. And man, get in contact with me, man, when it comes to the dispatch work, man. My dispatcher, Michelle, man, she, she is looking forward to do business and getting you loads. Plus JSL Vaughn as well is one of my dispatchers as well in the chat. Can you hear me? But yo, but like I was saying, when it comes to those credit cards, the Quicksilver, they'll give you some love. The American Express Gold card doesn't report on your personal. So get the gold card if you're going to get the American Express first. Get the gold one. So I'm going to put that link in the chat for you guys. American Express Gold. American Express Gold. So I'm putting this in the chat. So this doesn't report on your personal. Mind you, you got to have that 710 credit score. So that means when you get 3 or 4 trade lines, that shit will buff up your credit score. So this is American Express Gold card. Requires 710 FICO. If you have 750 FICO, then less.
I'm back.
Okay.
So yeah, you was talking about the soft pools. Stay away from the hard pools.
Yeah, big dog. So when I was talking, I was just confirming that Apple credit card is good, and I mentioned that American Express has it where
that's what I asked you about.
If you're gonna go American Express, when you have them trade lines bumped up at 700, you go get the American Express Gold.
Yep.
We're going for gold on that one, so you go for gold on this.
Okay. The highest one is American Express Black, right?
Well, the highest is the black card. Yes, the highest is the black card. The gold.
Ain't worrying about that. I was just asking for inquiries, just to know.
Well, this doesn't show up on your personal file, so actually you can lower your utilization and you can use this card to spend on your business expenses and bump up your American Express limit. And say if there's a month where it takes time, you got the business credit card, man. You can wait 60 days and pay everything off because it's not going to show up on your personal. So if you're going to run up your credit card, do it on a business credit card and make sure that there's some income flowing back in.
Right. That's what they say. You kind of use that for like your ads or whatever, and whatever you're using for. Yeah. When you go doing your e-commerce and all that stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what you. Yeah. Because that's what I'm trying to get to. Because I got a couple of opportunities I can go in there and boost some things up on something and get some e-commerce coming through. Yeah, because I having problems. I wish I knew somebody that knew how to design. I had a couple of T-shirt designs I could do by, and I could hustle on. I think people would like off that Teespring deal. You know about that?
JSL is in my connection. So next time we talk, when it comes to the trade lines, and I got a new phone number, so I'm gonna have to give you that phone number in the private chat.
Are you talking to her?
No, I'm talking to you directly, but she is in my connection. So look in the private chat. That's my direct line. If you haven't had it already, because my other phone broke.
Yeah. No, I didn't have that.
See, that's why.
That's why I had to come. That's why when you came back, that's why I came on, because I remember you had told me that when I was talking to you.
Yep.
You had sent me a text talking about you got to go through that. So I said, well, I know by New Year he gonna be back in. Letting everybody know what the new deal is, what the real deal is with this financial game, and we be good to go. I'm finna say you now. Yeah, we're gonna add to the existing real deal financial.
Yes, sir. So you got my number when it comes to that situation, and you're pretty much going to be plugged in already. So the trade lines, that's how much it costs. My vendor got it at a good price because trade lines like that, they be charging $2,000-$3,000
I
for a
know,
10
that's why I
year.
gotta get on in and I gotta go and jump on in, man, and get it done. Yeah, trying to get that trade line so I can get that utilization. It's easy to use. It's easy, Prince, to use. You talking about? I know it. I think I gotta have a computer or whatever to really do it because I try to do it on some niggery stuff. I always try to do the nigger stuff first, man, on the back end. I gotta
Yo,
stop that. But I say this though,
yeah.
yeah, because I had a couple of ideas. I got a couple of little logos or something that I can use. Okay. Well, sometimes I need tutorials with some of this new technology, y'all. I'm an old man. I'm 45. I'm an old man. I'm still in the 90 game, man. 2000, man.
That is
Yeah, I got to
funny.
cut me a
The
little slack.
sidekick, the
I just got
sidekick
on the
era.
iPad and the iPhone. Nope, I know. You can't use. They say, what you say, Teespring? No, you can't. Well, at the time, I was trying to fool with it on the phone. It wouldn't let me, though. But I had a Google phone, though, so I might can do it on the doggone iPhone now.
Do it better on the iPhone, man.
Yeah, so I need to
iPhone got
try it on
better
the iPhone. Yeah,
aesthetics.
that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. So I need to get over there and start designing. Then I have some, yeah. Yeah, and I have
But when it comes to situations like that, 2 trade lines can be able to guarantee a lot. Now, people say 11 accounts to be able to get anything that you want on this land, meaning that if you got 11 trade lines that are 10 years, like 10 years of history, you probably could get 4 Business Chase credit cards, 4 American Express business credit cards, then get you like about 2 more $10,000 each credit unions, man. So that's where the more trade lines that you have, if you reinvest your profits or you reinvest your check on just more trade lines, that shit will be a cumulative factor where every single month at a certain date, it reports, it drops off, it comes back on, get your credit cards, get your funding, get your business credit. Because really, the LLC and the EIN, your DUNS number, your SAMS number when it comes to the grants. So let me put that in the chat so you guys know every
clap that
single
in the
thing that
chat
you
for
need.
them cats.
Okay, SAMS number.
Oh yeah, JSL Vaughn. Yeah, it is easy, but every time I was on the phone, I was on the Google phone.
Plus,
They were pulling me out of there. They were kicking me out. Damn.
Cards.
So I'm good. You go back to the back. Then we're gonna have to get out the chat. Yeah, I got you saved in. I got you saved in my phone from the back chat. Appreciate it.
No problem, man. No problem. So you're gonna be in the same contact with JSL Vaughn. So she's good with the designs. She's gonna help me with my credit repair and business credit flyer and poster. So yes,
She good. She good with the design game.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. She
Okay,
can
well,
help you
shit,
out, man.
yeah. When I get our information, I send her a couple of things, see what she can do with them, and she can tell me what she can do with them, and tell me what I got to do to get it done.
Yes, sir. But LLC, EIN, your DUNS number, your SAMS number, that's how you get in bidding with government contracts. So you have your SAMS number. And also, man, look at my previous video when I had Cherie on the panel, man. Because she was telling everybody about how, one, she's connected with the SBA grant and angel investor grant, private uh, private nonprofit grants. Plus, she can be able to have it where she can get you access to credit funding as well. But her credit funding needs tax returns, needs a W-9, needs you to make certain type of income. So that's the difference between point one to what we're doing right now and just building up your FICO score where it's buff as fuck, it's buff as hell. Your credit score buff as hell where you can be able to get whichever you need. If it's on the business end, you can PG it. If you need some personal cards for yourself, cool. But we try to go for getting that LLC and using your EIN on your credit application. So that's what you're doing. You're using your EIN on the credit application. Then when they pull your personal, then that's where they say, okay, that makes good sense. So you have a $80,000 income or $60,000 income or $60,000 business projection with a high 750, hopefully 800 FICO. So that's where your FICO can get you anywhere that you need to be in the door. So everybody that's on this channel, they all are getting their credit done directly or indirectly by me. Indirectly or directly by me. So don't forget that. And if anybody wants to join the panel, it's an open panel link. So you got what you need. So the SAMS number is how you get the government bidding contracts on point. Having a high FICO where you can be able to PG on anything that you need. So all cards, what I mean all business credit cards, with you opening up a checking account to be able to have some skin in the game when it comes to their business and their credit union. So a lot of people have like 5 browser tabs and have like 5 different applications where it's all pulling from the different bureau and business credit card applications as well. So that means they have like 5 browsers and they're all going to fill out those applications. Then they're all going to click approve one after the other. So it's going to be 1 approved, 2, 3, 4, then 5. And they might get out of those like maybe 2 the most, but 1 hard pull. So they can be able to max out when it comes to their cards. And that's when their FICO is like 730, 750, 770 range. Around those ranges, that can be able to do a lot of people a lot of service when it comes to the business credit funding. So people that already have good personal, they say, I don't need help when it comes to personal. Okay, what type of business and inventory that you're going to do? Because a lot of these companies, they just need you have high FICO. They don't even need it to have where you have revenues. That's only how you can get business credit funding without no revenues. Because the only body that gets a line of credit in business that have terrible credit is people that got revenue already. Gross revenues either from 3 to 6 months. If you have 2 years of revenue, you can get the most funding. The least amount of funding is 3 months. So the least amount of funding when it comes to no revenue on business credit in is 3 months. 6 months is usually most people, but 2 years, if you have 2 years of business revenues. So that means if your business was doing well pre-COVID and it was struggling now, then you can get access to some funding. You can get access to some funding because you can show 2 years of tax returns, and that will be a good prime basis to use to have something, like literally something. If you have no revenues, your credit is fucked. Another method people use, and I told you guys, is the CPN situations. But CPNs, you got to pay everything back with those, because motherfucker can build it, add 5 trade lines on there, you get $30,000 in credit. But if you don't pay it back, then it's going to be useless when it comes to you. And that's where the problems come in. That is where the problems come in. Prince, are you still here? I don't know if my man is still here, but when it comes to that the trade lines is still valid. People should not give up on authorized users because that care credit shit ain't gonna work for too long. Because care credit is the only thing that's giving people a $10,000 medical line of credit. That is like a good primary, to be honest. That is like a very good primary. But other than that, the times of My Jewelers Club, Crown Jewelers, National Credit Direct, that's over. That's over. It's gonna phase out where nobody's not gonna have nothing filing on the reports. So cold game. They done, like Rashid said earlier, they done moved the goalposts. They done effectively moved the goalposts when it comes to that. But authorized users, as long as it reports on your file, it's always gonna be good for your file. Always gonna be good for your file. You're not gonna have no problems in getting something where they will PG it. They'll do a hard pull when they accept you on one. And say if you do it where you applied for like 5 at once, that's all in different credit unions, then you might have 2 hard pulls, but have access to all the cards. So people should focus. If you don't have high limit trade lines, cool. You can get 4,000 on each card. Actually, the basis is a lot of people like to do the get 4,000 here and stack like 12 cards and just increase the limits on those 12 cards. And they have it where they made that into 10,000 each limit. So they get an increase based off of their marketing, Google, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and just putting it all on those business credit cards. Wind up getting a return and increase those limits. Where they got $4,000 to $10,000 each, so that's 120,000 to 150,000 in business credit cards. Then apply for more, use those business credit cards, cash out some of them, probably cash out 10%, use the 15, spread it around, get the bonuses from joining the credit unions with their checking account bonuses. Pre-approval on those, reinvest, add more trade lines, rinse and repeat. PG all of LLCs. So if you got one LLC for trucking, PG it. If you got one LLC for real estate, PG it. If you got one real estate for e-commerce, you can go get something from PayPal Credit, you can PG it. So when they say no PG, this is not 2008. There is no such thing as PG anymore. There is no such thing as PG anymore. At all. You gotta have good, strong FICO. You gotta have the good, strong FICO. People are not gonna lend out that freely unless you got 700 or better. But I think when it comes to credit card stacking, I think people can stack 4 on their first month, then wait 2 months, use your credit that you have when it comes to reinvesting on your marketing or your business, then go for 4 more. That's like a conservative route. People like to do it where they credit card stack 10 cards 1 month and just have more and more trade lines where they got probably like, they went from just having 1 to 2 maybe to having like 8 trade lines, and just make sure that they go to credit union, spend, pay down, spend, pay down. When you spend on the credit, pay them down before really 15 days. If you can do it within 10, that's where the increases come up very quickly. That's where you can reinvest in more trade lines on your credit, pay it down, boom, move on to the next. So there's a guy on YouTube, Credit Plug. He wound up getting 300 credit cards in 4 years based off of his reinvestment plan. So he talks about his reinvestment plan, how he did buy authorized users. He did use the credit cards when it comes to his marketing. And he just used that as a basis platform to be able to expand on more digital marketing businesses, more digital economy based type businesses. Him using Fidelity. That's another good situation where if you got a Fidelity count of 2,000 to 3,000 on your stock market account, if you have a good 700 FICO score, they'll give you a $10,000 to $20,000 line of credit. So Fidelity, I'm gonna put that in the chat for y'all. So Fidelity, mind you, you have to have a trading account with them. They will give you a high line of credit. High line of credit if you deposit a amount of $1,000. This is on your trading account, so I'm gonna type that in. Trading account. So Fidelity, they provide good high line of credit, so they do that for you as well. Okay. Sorry for the wait. I'm looking at my hard money lender on the phone. Okay, so if anything, people want to come up, feel free to come up. If you have any questions, if you have anything that I need to answer right away, click on the link. So I have time for everybody that is coming in, new subscribers, new ghost listeners that want to come up, people that have been listening to me for a minute but didn't have quite the time to be able to come and tap in. Tap in the link and we can be able to do this. If anybody wants to join, feel free to always have your questions written down. When you write down the questions, it makes it all easier. Okay, so my man Prince came back. No problem. Okay. Yo. Prince.
All right. Yeah, I'm back, man. I had to fix something right quick. I had to get my mic right. What was you saying?
But I was saying when it comes
Hello?
to Fidelity, when it comes to the stocks, yes, I can hear you. When it comes to the stocks, I told people when you have a trading account of $1,000, they'll give you a high line of credit. If you, and the funny part about it is you can deposit 1,000, you wound up getting a $10,000 card because of your high FICO. The basis of having that high FICO can get you a lot of places. So even Fidelity give out high limit credit cards and line of credit.
Mm.
You can use that line of credit to invest in more stocks. You can use that line of credit to invest in more stocks, or you can cash out that line of credit and invest in real estate.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking to do too. Get these lines of credits, and then you can play them tax liens and things like that, right?
Yeah, the tax liens is the most cheapest route when it comes to under $20,000. Yes. Mm-hmm. Or if you got a good,
you can get you some good.
Or if you have a good, I was saying, or if you have a good loan officer, where if you had $25,000 in credit that you cashed out, you can be able to get a 90% LTV, 10% down payment loan, 100% construction loan, and get a $250,000 property and refinance it in 6 months to get a $160,000 loan. 6 to 8 months. So that means you stabilizing the property, you building it up, you can get that loan in 6 to 8 months. You can be able to use that to invest in more properties and pay off your debt. And that's where the business credit comes in, because with business credit, you can shield off the debt for quite a while. I've seen people literally shelter off the debt 120 days or pay the absolute minimum for 120 days, then pay off the rest. Just like a big swoop type of lump sum payment when it comes to their debt. Okay. Okay. Prince. Prince. Well, I'm going to end this one short. I will be back on later on. So this is just the credit card stacking situation. I'm going to get on the treadmill, so I'm going to be on the gym. If anybody, so this is like the last call. If anybody wants to come up on the panel, click on the link, or forever hold your peace until I come up on this panel again in about 5-6 hours.
All right, man. Well, we holler at you tonight, man. A good game, man. You put me down on, and then I need to get up on that authorized user thing ASAP.
Okay, so you got my line. So the price ranges around 600 to 550, but it's still cheaper than the competitors, because if you went to Trade-Line Supply, which don't get me wrong, I advocate for Trade-Line Supply, but they're gonna charge you around $1,200 for a Trade-Line like that.
No, I just need to get a boost, man. I need a boost. Shit.
No problem. So that's an 80 to 90 point boost when it comes to credit. Actually, it can be 120 when it comes to a high age trade line like that. That can be very high. That can be very high, because one thing that I did saw from one client when he bought it, and it wasn't none of my trade lines. It was something that he bought from Trade Line Supply himself. It was expensive, but he bought it. It boosted his score from 125 points. So that means he had like a 490.
Yeah, 120 points will put me right at 707.
Oh, if you had 770, then man, you can be able to apply for any
707. Right, I'd be at a 700 though. If I got 120 point bump right now, I'd be right at 700.
Yes, you'll be at 703, 705.
Mm-hmm.
So your FICO,
yeah.
Your FICO, man, is gonna be something where, as long as you build upon that every month, you buy another trade line, you get one card 1 month, get another trade line, and get another card, 2 cards. You're gonna credit card stack pretty much 1 card a month. That's 12 cards. So let's do the math. Say if they only gave you 4,500, cool. Times that by 12, that's 54,000 in credit cards the first year. And even with my 10% fee, you'll still have so much credit left over, because I do charge a fee for these things. Credit card stacking and credit card funding is definitely fee based, because every company that you go to, from Jake D. Michelle, he's going to charge you. Actually, he charges $1,000 a month, regardless if you got the funding or not. I charge 10% every time you get success funding. So I have it
Okay.
where you pay for the trade lines, but when it comes to the funding, I'm working with you side by side like this. We do Zoom calls. Me and Alonzo will work on those Zoom calls again. Me and him was focusing on some New York real estate, so we got a little sidetracked on
I know
that.
that's
But
right. I know y'all's focus on that. I know you focus on that Philly too.
Philly, that's where my
Yeah, I'm trying to
man
put
Pearl.
myself. I'm trying to focus. Yeah, I was on that. I was listening to y'all that Friday night, last Friday night.
So
I
yeah,
didn't come up
man.
on the
So
panel, but y'all was flowing good. I ain't need to say nothing on that one.
yeah, man. So I
But y'all
hope
game was, man.
yeah, man. I hope you just write everything. I hope people that are just shadow listening just write this down, and when they ready to come out of the shadows, they'll be already prepared. They already understand the financial literacy end. But Prince, cool talking with you, man. You got my number. We'll chop it up, man.
When the best time for me to call you on this on that deal?
Okay, so if you call me in 2 hours, I'll be ready. So I'm gonna be on the treadmill for a minute.
All right,
All
I
right.
understand. I'm gonna let you get your calorie deficit on.
Yes,
So
sir.
holla at you, man.
All right, man. I'm Real
Take
Deal
care.
Financial, and I'm out. Respect to everybody. Have a blessed and productive day.